Hello and welcome Mr. Wiley Teaches Math. Today we're going to be talking about the distributive property. We use the distributive property when it says we're going to come across a textbook, it's going to say to expand. We're going to expand an expression or part of an equation later on using the distributive property. If I look at this question, it says 2, and there's no symbol, so it's multiplication. 2 multiplied by y plus 3. I can't collect like terms because there's multiplication that stops me from doing it, so I can't just do 2 plus 3 and add them together, y plus 5. That won't work. This multiplication, I have to do that first. So with the distributive property, I'm going to multiply whatever's on the side, outside the bracket by everything that's in the inside. And I have to do that in 2 steps in this case. So the very first thing I'm going to do is 2 multiplied by y, which is 2y. And then I'm going to multiply. So that gave me 2y. Then I'm going to multiply 2 times 3, which is 6. And it's a positive 6, so I write it like this. So when I expand 2 times y plus 3 in brackets, I get 2y plus 6. I can do the same thing even if it's a subtraction sign. Can't collect like terms, but I can expand. So I'm going to do 4 multiplied by x, which is 4x. And 4 multiplied by negative 2. It's written in standard form. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, which I can write like this. This works if there are more than 2 terms in the brackets as well. So if I have 2 on the outside, 2 multiplied by 8 plus 2b minus 3c, I can still do 2 times 8, which is 2a. 2 times 2b, 2 times 2 is 4, so it's 4b. And 2 times negative 3c, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6c. All the terms are different, they're unlike, so I can't combine them, so I'm finished with that so far. I might even have a negative on the outside. I have negative 3 times y minus 2. I want to expand this. So negative 3 times y gives me negative 3y. And negative 3 times negative 2 gives me positive 6. So when I expand it out, I get negative 3y plus 6. I might have negatives on both in the brackets and on the outside. So in this case, negative 3 times negative y gives me positive 3y. And negative 3 times positive 2 gives me negative 6. And that's as far as I can go unless someone gives me a value for y at this point. I might even have a variable on the outside. So this is x multiplied by, in brackets, x plus y plus 3. Let's see what happens with this. X multiplied by x. So x times x, we can write as x squared. That actually means x multiplied by x, which we just did. We're going to have, next one we're going to do is x multiplied by y, in which case we're going to combine the variables. We're going to put them in alphabetical order. It's going to look like xy with nothing between them. If there's nothing between them, we know it's multiplication. And x times positive 3 or positive 3x. So again, we have an x squared plus xy plus x. Even though all 3 variables have an x in them, all 3 terms have an x in them, that's part of them as a variable, they're all different because this is x times y. This is 3 times x, and the x squared is different yet again. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check the class website for the assignments, additional notes, and examples.